Hello and welcome to Infinite Potential, the podcast that unlocks your athletic mindset and propels you towards peak performance in your sport. I am your host, Isabel Tate, founder of Infinite Potential Sports Mindset Coaching. And today we're diving into a crucial topic for any athlete: building resilience. We'll explore how to develop mental toughness to bounce back from setbacks and reach your full potential. Now, if you see me looking down, if you're watching this on YouTube, because of course it is on YouTube, that's because I have typed up some notes. I believe in being prepared, which is what you need to be for sports as well, and quite frankly, with everything in life. So, before we jump into the topic, I want to remind you that this podcast is, of course, brought to you by Infinite Potential Sports Mindset Coaching. How kind to sponsor this. If you're ready to elevate your mental game and achieve your athletic dreams, which if you're putting in all that physical training, why wouldn't you? Visit my website, infinitepotentialcoaching.com.au. I like to keep it simple, keep all the names the same, to learn more about my personalized and designed just for you, like I craft each. When I get a new client, I craft a whole new program for them. So really personalized mindset coaching programs. All right, let's get into building resilience. As athletes, we're no strangers to setbacks, injuries, losses, and performance plateaus are all part of the journey. But what separates great athletes from the rest is the ability to bounce back, their resilience. So, resilience isn't just about enduring hardship. It's also about using challenges as fuel for growth, not letting challenges bring you down, right? It's a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. So if you feel like you're not resilient at the moment, don't stress, you'll get there, especially with my help with one of my programs. Resilience isn't just about enduring hardship, like I said, okay? So just remember, you've got to accept setbacks as part of the process. You can never expect to always have every competition, every race, every fight, if you're a fighter, every match, every whatever, to always go your way. It's impossible, because that would assume then that someone else is having failures, and maybe they're assuming that everything goes their way. You can't both be right. All right. So clearly, along the way, you will have challenges, you will have hardships, plateaus happen. That just means that you've got to start stepping up the training, but dealing with it mentally without letting it get you down. That's super important. You will always struggle until you learn to accept setbacks as part of the process. And you know what? As much as this is for sports, it's life as well. It's business, it's families, it's everything. So quite frankly, if you need help with any aspect of your mindset, I'm here to help you. So setbacks aren't failures, they're opportunities for growth. Now let's dive into 5 key strategies for building resilience. 1, reframe your perspective. 2, develop a growth mindset. 3, practice mindfulness, a really tricky one, not for athletes, for everybody, especially these days. 4, build a support system. And 5, set process-oriented goals. Right, let's break these down one by one. Reframing your perspective is about changing how you view setbacks. Instead of seeing them as failures, which they're not, view them as learning opportunities. Setbacks happen to us all. And you know, I've had heaps throughout my sporting career, but after I had my moment of being unhappy about it, I learned from them. And those are the times when I learned the absolute most. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This shift in perspective can turn a negative experience into a positive one. Developing a growth mindset, number 2, is crucial for resilience. This means believing that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Your talents are just the starting point. With effort and learning, you can always improve. It's not like, oh, well, that's just the way I am. That's not a growth mindset. Growth mindset is going, okay, so that happened. And now what am I going to learn and move on? Not, oh, well, I'm just mentally weak, or I'm just never good at the start of a race, or I just always choke under pressure. That's just the way I am, right? You need to see yourself that you can improve. Practicing mindfulness, which I'm sure you've heard a lot about, helps you stay present and manage stress. It involves focusing on the present moment, being in the present moment without judgment. This can help you avoid getting caught up in negative thoughts about past setbacks or future worries. And this is what happens. We stress about what's happened before and we stress about what's going to be happening coming up. Just focus on now, because you can control now. So stay present. I know when I was growing up, my parents, as I was brought up Scientology, they were very much into present moment. They call it present time, but anyway, and about being present. And I used to think it was a bit of a crock of shit, because that's what you do when you're a kid. But now I see the value of it. And, I think being in the present is throughout every religion and belief system around the world. It's a very common belief and practice, but that doesn't make it any less difficult. It still is hard, and it has been always, but it's even harder now that we have phones. Because you know what, when I was younger, if you were stuck in a traffic jam, well, you were not looking at your phone now. Okay, let's say you're stuck in a queue at the supermarket or wherever, the bank. Not that anyone goes to the bank anymore, but you know what I'm saying. I used to just stand there and just either, I'll just focus on what's going around, look around me, have a think, maybe, just be there, just be. No, instantly getting at your phone, doom scrolling, what's happening to everyone else? Oh my God, look at everyone else's highlight reel. Look how well they're doing. Oh, crap. Right? So just instead of getting at your phone, next time, just stand there, just observe what's going on around you. Look at I probably don't do it as much as I used to because of phones, but I do like to make little stories about people and just imagine what's going on in their lives. Look at people, see what you can read about them, see what you can figure out about. That's a great way of becoming present, is just looking around you, having a look at people, and imagining their life, imagining what they're doing right there in the moment. What are they there, And it's great for creativity too. Building a support system, which is number 4, I think, yes, is vital. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and support your goals. Now, I'm not talking about people who are, pumping at your tires for no good reason, but actually people who believe you but will give you, proper critical help if you need it. Not critical nasty, but I've forgotten the word, but, positive critical. This could include coaches like myself, teammates, family, or friends. Having a strong support system can provide encouragement during tough times, and also just someone to talk to. Sometimes the best thing is just having a sounding board. They don't even have to give you particular advice. Just someone who will listen can be super helpful. Setting process-oriented goals, number 5, is super important. Focus your attention on the things you can control. Don't go and go, I'm going to win this competition. You can't control that. Imagine if every competitor went in going, I'm going to win. They can't all be right, because there's only one winner or one team that wins. If both teams are going in fully 100% believing that they're going to win, someone's going to be wrong. If you're going into a match or a game or a race, I'm going to win. You can want that, but your actual goal can't be that, because you can't control that. To a certain extent, you can. You can make sure you've done the training and all that sort of stuff, but you cannot. You don't know what's going to happen out there. So make sure that instead of fixating on outcomes like winning or losing, don't go in there either going, oh my God, I didn't do the training, I'm going to lose, I'm going to go crap. Focus on the process of improvement. This approach can help you maintain motivation and resilience even when results don't go your way. So you could focus on, using all the right techniques, pacing yourself, doing all the right things. And that is what leads to success. All right, let's talk about a common misconception about resilience. Many people that being resilient means you never feel discouraged or upset. This isn't true. Resilience isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about how you respond to them. It's okay to feel disappointed or frustrated after a setback. Like I said before, I've had bad races and I gave myself the grace to feel not good about it. It's okay not to feel good about it, but don't live there. Too many people end up living there and then going, oh, well, that's just the way I am for forever and ever, and that's the way it's always going to be for me. Or, oh, because I did badly, it means I'm a terrible athlete. That's not true. It just means you had one bad game, race, match, whatever it was. Okay? Resilience is about more than that. It's about how you respond to setbacks and the emotions that come up. It's okay to feel disappointed. It's okay to feel frustrated. The key is not to let those feelings define you, like I said, or derail your progress. Acknowledge your emotions. That's what I said. And give yourself a time limit. I used to allow myself a day to feel upset. Then refocus on your goals and the actions you can take to move forward. I often used to find as bad as failure. When I say failure, I mean not doing what I wanted. Was it really amped me up and really got me going, yeah, now I'm really focused. I know exactly what I need to work on, and then I'll work on those things. So let's also discuss the role of self-talk in building resilience. Self-talk is so important in all aspects of everything, quite frankly. The way you talk to yourself has a huge impact on your ability to bounce back from setbacks. Practice positive self-talk and affirmations instead of I'm not good enough, oh, I'm crap at this, I'm slow, I don't have the skills, all those athletes are better than me. Try I'm constantly improving and learning. Really use I am statements. I am improving every day. I am getting faster every day. I am fast. I am a great athlete. Remember, resilience is like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. It's the same with any mental skill. Okay, so, and each setback is an opportunity to build that resilience muscle. Embrace challenges as chances to grow mentally. So look at it and go, right, this is awesome mental training. Another important aspect of resilience is learning from your setbacks. After a disappointment, take time to reflect and have a journal even. What went well? What could be improved? Because I bet you $1,000,000 some things did go well. So also look for those, because often when we've had a failure, and I'm using air quotes there, all we can see is the negatives. But I bet you bottom dollar there's some positives in there too. So write them down, figure them out. What were they? Because I bet you they're there. Okay? But also what can be improved. And don't write what went bad. Look at what can be improved. It's not just self-talk, but it's the language you use with yourself. What went terribly? What went bad? We don't do that. What can I improve? What can I do better next time? How can I use this experience to get better? This analytical approach can help you turn setbacks into stepping stones. It's also crucial to maintain perspective. In the heat of competition, a loss or poor performance can feel like the end of the world, especially when you reflect on how much training you've done. But in the grand scheme of your athletic career and just your life in general, it's just one moment. Keeping this broader perspective can help you bounce back more quickly. I like to also have as a mantra, this will soon be a memory. Okay, so it's not going to be with you forever. It will be a memory, and you'll look back at it and go, oh, yeah, I remember when that happened, and geez, it led to such great improvements or whatever. Let's talk about the power of visualization in building resilience. Visualize yourself overcoming challenges and bouncing back from setbacks. See yourself staying calm under pressure, learning from mistakes and coming back stronger. And that's the thing. People think visualization is only about imagining the positives and how I'm going to win. It's also about imagining how you deal or visualizing how you deal with setbacks. And that's another thing when you're waiting in queues and you're bored. Other than staying in the present moment, you could actually use that as a time to visualize. And quite frankly, when I go and get my lashes done, I will use that time because I shut my eyes and there's nothing for me to do, and it's an hour lying there, and I visualize. I visualize different things for my business, for my running, all sorts of things. And then after that, I have a snooze because an hour is a long time to visualize. But I spend about the first 5 to 10 minutes just visualizing different things. So use any opportunity is an opportunity to visualize when you're not got anything on. When you're driving, probably not the best idea. See yourself staying calm under pressure, learning from mistakes and coming back stronger. Mental rehearsal can boost your confidence and resilience when faced with real challenges, because especially if you engage all your senses, the mind doesn't know the difference between real and visualized. So really engage it and get the feelings and use all your senses. You've got to really get the feeling though. And using all your senses, imagining the smells, the tastes, the sounds, the sights, helps to increase the feelings. But I'm getting pretty good at it. I can actually turn on the feelings when I'm visualizing. And that's what makes it so much stronger. And lastly, don't underestimate the power of self-care. And the word self-care has got a bit of a bad rap because it sounds a bit, self-indulgent. No, self-care, I'm just going to go and get a massage and, listen to and have a bubble bath and drink a bottle of champagne. That's actually not self-care. Self-care is important in building resilience. Self-care is proper nutrition, adequate sleep, stress management. That is real self-care, not a bubble bath. So a well-rested, nourished athlete is much more equipped to handle setbacks than one who's running on empty. When you have a lack of sleep, everything is going to stress you out. Stress is so much harder to deal with and so much easier to build, and anxiety. And if you're not eating well, although you may not realize it, you might be hangry half the time, which is making you a bit grouchy and grumbly and stressed, quite frankly. So really, self-care, sleep, good quality food, not shoving garbage in, although, yeah, a calorie is a calorie. To be well, mentally healthy also involves a good nutritional plan. And luckily, I'm a sports nutritionist, so I can help you with that too. The one-stop shop for sports here. It's amazing. Now, before we wrap up, let's recap the key points for building resilience. 1, reframe setbacks as learning opportunities. 2, develop a growth mindset. 3, practice mindfulness. 4, build a strong support system. 5, set process-oriented goals. Now, also allow yourself to feel emotions, but don't let them derail you. Make sure you're using positive self-talk. Learn from setbacks through reflection. Maintain your perspective and visualize overcoming challenges. And like I said, prioritize self-care, real self-care, not Instagram self-care, but real self-care. Remember, building resilience is an ongoing process. It's not going to happen overnight. Nothing worthwhile ever does. It's about creating a mindset that allows you to face challenges head on and come back stronger. So that's all for today's episode of Infinite Potential. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. I hope these insights inspire you to build your resilience and unlock your true athletic potential. If you found value in this episode, which I really hope you did, please don't forget to subscribe to Infinite Potential, and please leave me a review. I would love that. Everyone needs a bit of positive feedback. Your support by subscribing and reviewing helps me to reach more athletes and continue providing valuable content. Until next time, keep pushing your limits, embrace the challenges, and remember, your potential is infinite. See you next week.